There's one common cause of most knee pain after 50, and it's not arthritis. In this video, I'll explain what it is, plus some simple exercises to fix it. So what's the problem? Well, arthritis doesn't just happen because you're getting older. In fact, in most cases, one knee hurts worse than the other, even though they're the same age. So arthritis isn't a cause. It's a symptom of years of suboptimal biomechanics. Those same suboptimal biomechanics can cause ligament strains, tendon pain, and meniscus tears. So in order to fix knee pain, we need to fix the biomechanical problem. And in this video, specifically what we're talking about is excessive twisting between your femur, the thigh bone, and the tibia, your lower leg bone. And that doesn't just happen in isolation. It's not just a knee problem. When your knee goes inwards like that, it causes your foot to pronate or flatten. It causes your tibia to rotate internally relative to the foot, and it causes your femur to rotate inwardly as well. Now here's the kicker. Your femur is internally rotating more than your tibia, so even though both are internally rotating, your tibia is rotating externally with respect to the femur. And sometimes it can get stuck there, causing strain on the ligaments, the tendons, and even wearing down on the meniscus and the joint cartilage. So first we need to fix that problem. And in order to do that, the easiest way that I've found to do it is to cross one knee over the other and then push out on the knee while pulling up on the ankle. Often you'll hear an immediate pop and it sometimes feels better. If that doesn't work, then move your hand a little bit closer to the knee joint. You're going to push with this hand on the thigh while pulling on the lower leg bone and just bring a little shear force across the knee like that. You can hold it for a sustained stretch, or you can do little oscillations back and forth, but that brings the tibia back into internal rotation with respect to the femur. Now we need to improve the mobility at the ankle as well as the strength at the hip so that problem doesn't keep happening. And one way to improve your ankle joint mobility is to take your foot and put it up on a chair or on a stair like this. Now you're going to go into a little mini lunge and have the knee go over your toes like that without allowing your foot to flatten down. So you want to make sure you keep everything aligned, hip, knee, toes, and then lunge forward, keeping the heel on the step or on the chair, and then coming back up. And just go back and forth like that. That helps improve the mobility at your ankle joint, as well as to stretch your soleus, the calf muscle that doesn't cross the knee. Then you have another calf muscle that does cross the knee, and that limits your ankle movement when you're taking a step while walking. So next we need to stretch the calf muscles, and specifically that longer one, the gastrocnemius. To do that, you'll take a step just like you're walking and leave the heel of the back foot on the floor while keeping the knee straight. You don't want to allow the heel to leave the floor like that. You also don't want the foot to flatten down or pronate or for your toes to turn outwards. So you don't want that type of stretch. Make sure you keep an arch in your foot, keep the heel on the floor, take a small step, and then once you've gotten into that position, try to hold it for a minute. And you should feel a stretch in the back of the calf when doing that. Now next we need to bring that into function because we need to be able to maintain that position while actually walking. And so to do that, hit slightly on the outside of your foot, grip the ground with your toes, and then push off the big toe. Hit slightly on the outside of the other foot, grip the ground with the toes, push off the big toe, and you're just going to maintain that outside to inside without allowing your knee to collapse excessively, and doing that over and over when walking. Now another common time when people will experience that knees going inward problem is when squatting. And so you can do a squat in front of a chair where you sit back and try and touch your bottom down. to the chair, but make sure that you keep your hips, knees, and toes in alignment while doing this. Grip the ground with your toes so that you support your arch, and then drive your hips back, thinking about bowing your knees slightly out to the side, and then drive back up. Reach back for the chair, drive back up, reach back for the chair, drive back up. If you can do the chair squat without experiencing pain and without your knees going inward, you can also progress to doing a deeper squat where you drive the knees outwards, sit back, go down as deep as you feel comfortable going, and then come back up. There's no specific number that you need to do on these, but in general, shoot for 3 sets, going to the point where you feel tired, and when you're able to do it with body weight, then start to add weight. Next, we're going to move to one leg doing a lunge. And this is an easy way to add resistance because if you're doing half your body weight on each leg with a squat, when you move to a lunge where most of your weight is on the front leg, then you almost double that resistance immediately. So you also want to think about keeping your knee from going inwards on this exercise. On this one, you'll have to again think about driving the knee outwards. That activates your glute muscles in the hip. It also works on the mobility in your ankle as you're going down into a lunge. If you can only go partway down at first, that's perfectly fine. Only go as far as you feel comfortable going, and then come back up. If you can go all the way down to the floor and come back up, that's great too. Do as many repetitions as you can until you get tired on one leg, and then switch to the opposite leg and try to match that for an equal number of repetitions. If you do have one leg that you find is stronger than the other, then do the weaker side first and then match the same number of repetitions with the stronger leg. So those were the tips to relieve that excessive rotation between your thigh bone and your lower leg bone. Let me know in the comments how those exercises worked out for you. And if you'd like more tips to relieve knee pain, check out this playlist over here. But before you go, if you found this video helpful, make sure to give it a like. And if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel so you get notified of my future tips. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.